Good morning. It is 6:41. Welcome back to Great Day for this Tuesday as we welcome to the desk our buddy Round the Car Guy from Westside Auto Pros. Always has something interesting to talk about, and what we're going to talk about today is almost futuristic.
It is, but from a car guy standpoint, I think it's really cool. Yeah. I'm into technology. I know Jason is as well, and hopefully the viewers find it interesting. But we're going to talk about self-driving cars.
Now,
I want one right
Is this what they call the Google car?
Well, Google is way ahead of the technology with their self-driving cars, but no, this is something that the four of us are all gonna at one point we're gonna see it and own it.
Really?
Throughout our lifetime.
You think so?
I hope so.
Well, yeah, because we're all young enough. I mean, they're already out there.
Right.
They're in Europe. They're in Spain. I mean, as we sit here and talk, cars are driving themselves overseas, and so I'm not real sure about you, Lou, but I'm in pretty good health. I'm going to be around for a while. It isn't going to take 30 years for this to get to the United States. This stuff exists, and so imagine this. I mean, you're sitting behind the steering wheel of your car on your way to work, your morning commute, unless you drive like Jason, and you're eating a bowl of cereal.
Which Jackie does on the way in every day.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so don't imagine that. Jackie already does that. But you're reading the newspaper, or you're surfing the internet on a tablet or something like that. I mean, that's going on as we sit here right now.
but in a safe way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it sounds like something that's out of a science fiction movie or out of the Jetsons.
So how are they using, what kind of technology are they using to navigate these vehicles around the roadways?
It's really neat technology. What they're doing is they've developed what they call road trains. And so they'll have a lead vehicle. It's usually a bus or an over-the-road truck, and it's a very experienced, safe driver. I mean, you've got to qualify to be the lead. But that person will actually drive the vehicle, and they're usually going a longer distance. Yeah. And then they'll use telematics and GPS to communicate. Your car is actually communicating with the lead vehicle. So let's say you're driving down the interstate, and all of a sudden you're going to go from Des Moines to Iowa City. Well, you get over in the correct lane where the road train is, and your car pairs up with that vehicle, and you're done. You just sit back, and it follows whatever the lead vehicle's doing. So it'll follow his speed, follow his braking, follow his turn onto a curve, something like that.
So if he turns off to a fast food joint, you turn off to a fast food joint?
Everybody's going to McDonald's.
Seriously, yeah. Okay.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely, because they're paired up that way. And then, at any time, let's say your exit's coming up, you want to, get off at Newton. You pull out of the, you just grab your steering wheel and you pull out of the train and you're gone.
Well, are the road train people paid, or are they just out there and volunteer? Or?
I don't know that answer.
Huh.
I would imagine they would have to.
Well, I do know. I mean, from the research and from what I've heard and what's been said, I mean, they're experienced, trained people. I'm sure there's drug testing and all that other stuff that has to go on. But your vehicle's communicating with the lead vehicle, and when you think about it, I mean, the cars that the four of us drove here today, I mean, they all have over 100,000 lines of code in the computers on the vehicles. There's no reason this can't be done. We all, or the majority of us, I mean, I've seen Jackie's car, but the rest of us drive vehicles that have anti-lock brakes, and we have computerized braking system.
Right.
The majority of the vehicles on the road today, whether people know this or not or want to believe it or not, they don't have accelerator cables. There's no mechanical connection between your gas pedal and the throttle on the vehicle. It's all the gas pedal sends a signal to the computer, and the computer opens and closes the throttle to tell the car how fast to go.
Right.
So we've got everything there. Cars have gone to electronic power steering, with electronic assist, and that goes through the computer. So
now some people might be saying, okay, you're following this lead vehicle. What if somebody cuts in front of you? And how are you going to avoid hitting them? But there's technology for that too.
Cars already have accident avoidance systems.
So that'll kick in then.
Yeah. We can all go buy a car today that will slow down if we get too close to the car ahead of us. Again, we're using the computerized brakes and a couple of sensors. I mean, there's nothing that needs to be developed and very little that would have to be added to any vehicles that are on the road today. The technology is already in there.
I love this idea. My question about it has always been in the upper Midwest, when you're dealing with winter weather, sleet, snow, freezing rain, and you've got a friction problem on the road, then, it almost seems to me like that would be a manual type of situation.
Leave it to the meteorologist to like blow the show, right? I'm telling you. My guess is just, because of the, the uplink and stuff like that, a couple of things. I mean, probably the leader of the road train would have it turned off. I mean, you wouldn't do that.
Right.
And then also, your car is going to know the weather conditions.
Because it has the anti-slip sensors.
Absolutely, absolutely. But no, that is a valid point. And maybe Spain doesn't have snow. I don't know. I've never been there.
But on any other day, it's a fantastic idea.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to.
And the studies they've done, I mean, it was actually the European government, made the push for this. And their main reason is, and it's the same reason the government, any government pushes for stuff on vehicles that we think is neat, but there's usually an underlying reason. They push this and help develop the technology to save fuel. They wanted to reduce the dependence on foreign oil. And so there is a huge fuel savings because, a computer can drive a car better than a human being. I mean, with fuel consumption in mind, it's going to limit speed. You're not going to, drive like I did on the way here this morning. and so they're saving fuel, which is the number one reason.
Priority,
absolutely. But they've also done a study. They've had an 80% reduction in accidents.
With this invite.
Exactly. With this technology.
People make mistakes.
Well, and I can now text when I'm driving and not worry about crashing the car.
Right.
Right.
Because we all have more distractions driving a car now as we put technology and creature comforts and, add internet and all the entertainment systems and stuff on
because
there.
now internet is part of the new Chevys, for example, have the internet capability in your car.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the distractions are growing in the vehicle, and this will reduce it because now we can be a distracted driver. The computer's going to take over and run it.
Wow.
So how long do you think it's going to be? You said 30 years?
No, I said that the four of us should be around for 30 years.
Oh,
that's my plan.
yeah.
They'll throw dirt on us in about 30 years. So besides that, we should be able to drive
Right.
one of
No,
those.
I would say we will see this in the United States probably within the next 5 to 7 years. I mean, the whole holdup, because I mean it's there, it exists, it can be done today.
Right.
But the holdup will be the government approval.
Right.
Making sure that's safe. The other concern that's going to come about, and it's probably a valid concern, is virus. I mean, your car's going to be. Cars are already connected to the internet, like you said.
If people are going to be hacking in.
Yeah, can someone hack your car?
That's going to happen.
Well, I'm wondering, are we have to build new roads if there has to be this new lane?
I doubt it. From what I've seen, I don't know if we have any pictures here or not, but from what I've seen, they're using like existing 4-lane roads, and the fast lane.
A tracking system.
Kind of using like the HOV lane in a big city and turning
correct.
that into
and when you think about it, let's say you've got 15 cars in a road train. That doesn't mean I have to join. I can go around them.
Right.
It's like if you come up on a
convoy.
If traffic.
Convoy.
I don't know. Song, didn't you?
There's a lot of technology that I don't care if I have it right away, but this is one
You'd want to get.
I want right now.
There is so much technology on cars, and I don't know if people realize it, and I know I've said this before. I mean, the one that blew my socks away, and it's not unique to this vehicle, but something as common as a 2013 Ford Escape. I mean, that's a common vehicle.
Right.
That vehicle requires communication and input from 7 different electronic modules to roll up the driver's window.
What?
Yes, there has to be communication and agreement from 7 different electronic modules before that window will go up. And so, the next time you take your car in, it's got a check engine light on, or it's doing something weird, or I mean, just keep in mind, $100, $150 to find out what the problem is.
Right.
That's actually kind of a bargain for as much testing that has to go through. I mean, it might be something easy that you find right away, or it could be something that you spend a couple, 2 or 3 hours
digging through.
Exactly.
Which worries me about what the price tag might be on these new.
Yeah,
I don't.
Self-assured cars.
I don't see the price going up because everything we need is already on the car. We're already buying these vehicles. We've got the computerized braking. We've got the electronic throttle. We've got the electronic. Yeah. I mean, it's
amazing.
It's probably a software update or an additional module. I can't imagine that there would be a huge price difference.
See, that's one thing I can't believe everything we talked about is Jackie really wanting a vehicle that drives itself, because you already have that. Isn't his name Jerry?
Uh-huh.
Is this something you learned about at the Car Guy conference?
It is. It is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did they say anything about the major automakers, what they're doing, or are they on board, or are they?
BMW's really behind this, which is technology driven. I mean, it's pretty much European, German, because it's going on in Europe. But when you stop and think about it, the electronics, and the telematics are like Bosch, and they're on everybody's car.
Sure.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, Ron, if anybody has any more questions about cars that drive themselves, can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, I'd let them do that.
You let?
Yeah. WestsideAutopros.com. You can contact me through the website.
All right, man. Good
I don't know if
seeing you.
anybody let you know, we also have a great day deal going on with you.
We do. The Great Day deal, $23 off any repair invoice over $23.
Including oil change?
Including oil change.
There you go. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding. We know
Yeah,
where we're
check
going.
that out.
Perfect.